Hey guys, I just gotta hook up some electricity to this phone so that it doesn't run out on us, and then we'll get started. Just get some zip ties to this USB battery, zip tie it to the tripod. Strange, I don't see the chat up on my screen. Here we go. All right. Oh man, this is going fast. Where's everybody from? Germany. It's lagged here. Oh man. Wales, Singapore, New York, Ireland, Denver, UK, Netherlands. Holy crap. Alright, so the last time I did a live chat here myself, I didn't really have the engagement down, like being able to read your guys' comments. I want to show you this. Check this out. So, first, look at this. That is a projector. And your chats are up here, so I can see what's going on the entire time. So, today we're going to do Q&A. Drinking my coffee. It's morning here in North Carolina, and especially after the last video, a lot of you guys have camera questions about YouTube channels, so I'm going to make this a Q&A where you can ask me about starting your own YouTube channel, you can ask me about cameras, bikes, tricks, whatever you want, and I'm happy to answer. If the chat starts going slow enough where I can even read it. Man, you guys are from so many different places. Some of these places, it must be really late, too. Yeah, here's a better question. What time is it where you guys are? South Dakota, France. All right, in are coming the times now. Wow. Holy crap, 4 a.m., 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 9:30, 11. Oh man, you guys are everywhere. You guys are everywhere. So today is actually the last day I'm going to be in town for a little bit. I'm going away for 9 days and meeting up with Brian up in the Pacific Northwest. So we're going to get to ride Washington, we're going to get to ride Bellingham, and of course, we're going to drive up to Whistler, and that's going to be awesome. I have some surprises, and I'm going to try and vlog it, actually. It's pretty difficult to make my videos because I'm sort of like writing scripts and voiceovering and editing and everything, but up there, I'm just going to bring a camera around, I'm going to document it, and I'm going to try and post a couple of videos while I'm there, which is pretty difficult, but going to give it a try and see how it works. I still don't see any questions up here. Oh, here we go. How tall are you? A lot of people have asked me my height in centimeters for some reason. I'm 5'4". Maybe somebody could do the conversion for me, but yeah, I'm 5'4", not very tall at all. Any bike that's available, I basically just get the smallest one. Am I going to do a squad update? Yeah, I am actually. There have definitely been some changes to the squad. And I haven't done an update in a little bit. Once I get back from the British Columbia trip, I'm definitely going to do some kind of a squad update this summer. I got to get all the bikes out, pump up all the tires and the ones that have been sitting around and do some kind of squad update. Let's see here. How long does it take to edit? It takes me about 3 to 4 days to make a video usually. An easier video will take me only a day. I can film it and edit it by nighttime, so maybe like 18 hours. To make a video from scratch and make a voiceover and edit the whole thing, though, usually will take about 3 days. And I'll work late into the night. Would I get a dirt jumper? Oh, hell yeah. I would definitely be looking to get a dirt jumper, but right now I definitely don't have the time or... Well, I kind of do have a place to ride one, actually, Colo Bike Park in Asheville. So yeah, I might get a dirt jumper and start doing that, but I've got to catch up on all this stuff. I feel like since I moved here and set up the new shop and everything, there's a lot of things I want to get done. But yeah, definitely a dirt jumper in the future. Let's see what else we got here. I can't even read these, they're going so fast. I'm going to scroll through here a little bit so that they stop moving for a second. Have you tried road biking? That's a good question. Yeah, actually, I was into road biking for a little bit, and it's more fun than you would think it is, but for me, the risk reward of road biking just isn't there. I mean, you can get hit by a car, you can get, you can get maimed pretty bad, and it's not really something that's within your control. In mountain biking, I feel like if I get hurt, that's something that is on me. So, yeah, that's not, road biking's not exactly for me. Am I gonna ride fixed gear? I might get a fixie. It'd be pretty brutal here in Asheville with all the hills, but I might do a fixie video or something and just show you guys some tricks. I'm not really into fixies, but I've messed around on it before, and it's pretty fun. Let's see here. How's my dog doing? Drama's actually out of town right now, but he'll be back soon, or else I'd have him up here with me. Would I ever come to Colorado? Would I ever come to Mexico? Would I ever come to the Philippines? All these different places you guys are wondering when I'm going to visit. Yeah, for sure. I'm going to visit everywhere eventually, but I've got to get the time, I've got to get the money, I've got to get the stability. Right now, anytime I go someplace, it's basically like I'm not making videos for a whole week while I catch up. I kind of need my editing station, and I need time to concentrate and everything. So once I figure out how to vlog, and a lot of you guys, by the way, have gotten on me about seeing it like vlog instead of vlog. I'm gonna keep calling it vlog. But anyway, once I get the hang of that, and I can do that on a trip in an easier way, then I will start visiting more places for sure. Am I gonna build more stuff on Berm Creek? Yeah, for sure. I want to build some kind of North Shore features, like maybe a drop and wall ride and stuff like that. And we've had a lot of people asking about a jump. I want to build, I don't know where I would put it, but maybe like a nice little booter, like what Phil did recently, if you follow his Instagram. Am I going to ever do any more BMX videos? I don't know, man. Every time I get on a BMX, I feel like I'm off the bike for like 3 or 4 weeks because I get hurt. So we'll have to see. I just replaced some of the tires on the BMX. I got it back in order. Maybe I'll do some more BMX videos, but honestly, I don't really understand why you guys want me to make BMX videos. There's tons of great BMX channels. There's Ola BMX. There's Scotty Kramer. There's so much of that content on there, and I can't do even a fraction of the tricks those guys do. So, what do I think of the new GX Eagle? Hey, it's about time they dropped the price on that. I'll tell you that. Yeah, it's that was pretty outside of most people's price category. So I'm glad they did that. I'm gonna continue to run box. I'm starting to really love the lever, and every time I use SRAM, I feel like I have to move my thumb around too much. So I'm gonna run that. What was your first bike? I don't know, like a 16-inch BMX or something, probably. Like this big, like with training wheels and everything. I was actually 3 years old riding without training wheels. Let's see. Do a vid with GMBN. Hey, if I ever get over to Europe, I would love to if they would have me. What do you do about a loose headset? That's a great question. So this one's going to take a little bit, but I definitely want to show you. Because a loose headset is actually something, whenever I get on somebody's bike, like, okay, I'm going to try your bike, I notice loose headsets all the time, and I don't understand why it doesn't bother people more. So on any headset, pretty much, except for maybe a threaded one like on a cheap Walmart bike. You have this top cap and you have these pinch bolts. Now the headset there are all the bearings in here and all the bearings over here. Now the way they get tightened is the fork and the stem clamping down. So the way that you would tighten a headset is you would loosen these pinch bolts just a little bit. So you loosen that one, you loosen that one, and then you're going to tighten down this right here. Now you don't want to tighten it too much because you can actually crush the bearings, but you tighten it down, and then you're going to do kind of like that, or wiggle the front to make sure there's no play in it, and make sure it can steer and everything. And once you get it the way you like, you tighten up the pinch bolts. And that's how you tighten a headset. And actually, when you get a brand new bike, the headset is going to work in, even if you have sealed bearings. So you should check that. That's a really, really good question. And how do you fix loose pedals? You tighten them. Here's a tip. Here's a tip with pedals. Should probably just leave the bike here. So the thing that confuses people about pedals is one of them is actually reverse thread. So one of them tightens the opposite way. Here's how you tell whether you're tightening or loosening a pedal, and here's how you remember which one is which. If you're looking at the bike from here, drive side out, right? Let me make sure you guys can see. If you're looking at a bike, drive side out, front of the bike this way, right? You would tighten something this way, lefty loosey, righty tighty, right? So this pedal tightens on this way. This pedal also tightens on this way. So you would actually put the key through here and tighten it this way. This pedal, you would put the key through this way and tighten it this way, or if it was a pedal wrench. So you're always going to go forwards on the bike with the drive side out. So that's kind of an easy way to remember it. Let's back out of the way. Do a budget biking build. You know, I actually am planning something kind of like that. I want to review some more budget bikes, but not like Walmart bikes, actually decent bikes that you can get for reasonable amounts of money when I get back from the trip. So that's definitely in the hopper. Any new box stuff? So I didn't show you guys, I actually have box carbon rims on this bike, which I love, and I've smashed them really, really hard. And they're perfectly fine. I have box grips, which are actually like ODI box grips. I love them. And yeah, they're coming out with some bars pretty soon that I'm going to try, and pretty excited. How to adjust the back derailleur. I actually have a video on that. That's a little bit too involved, I think, to go over on a live chat. So I think maybe we'll go over that next time. I just want to check something on the live chat here. Give me 1 second here, guys. How old am I? I am 32. I think I'm 30. Yeah, I'm 32. I just turned 32. How do you cut off the dork disc? So I'll answer a couple of quick questions first. Am I married? Yes. How do you adjust the front derailleur? We'll have to go over that a different time. Going so fast. What camera do I use to record? So I actually, most of the time, use this guy. It's a Panasonic Lumix G7, which, it's not the greatest camera in the world, but it's not a lot of money, and it's really durable. I mean, I throw this thing around like crazy. This stays in the shop all the time, and now, more recently, I've been bringing around a Sony RX100, which is like a little point-and-shoot camera. So the dork disc. So first of all, there's no reason to cut off the dork disc other than for looks. Also, it does kind of, hey, thank you. I see a couple of super chats up there. Who do we have here? Hey, I know these people. Thanks, guys. Why didn't you send some kind of message with your super chats, or did I miss it? I see you clamping at your down tube. I heard that can damage your frame. Maybe the seat post. All right, single track sampler. So let's talk about clamping dropper posts. What we have here. Well, we have this up here. Let me first address the Mama She Crazy super chat. Yeah, it's just a super chat. Thank you very much, Mama She Crazy. Single track sampler. We all know him. I hope you're on your way here, actually, Alex. Let's talk about clamping dropper posts for a minute because I think that's a really funny topic. I like it. I'm actually going to bring this light over here just so you can see what's going on. So, a lot of companies say that you shouldn't clamp your dropper post. And a lot of people say you can't clamp your dropper post. That's sort of a blanket rule. And the reason that people say that you shouldn't clamp your dropper post is because if you do it the wrong way, you could really damage some stuff. For instance, if your bike is all dirty and you get all sorts of grit in these jaws, if you clamp the dropper post, you could actually scratch this. And because it has to make a seal, that's bad. Another thing is, when you clamp a bike, this clamp right here, it can move and it can also lock into place, right? So let's say I put it on the dropper post and I let the bike hang like that and then I tighten it down. That's actually not, for most dropper posts, going to cause any serious damage because we're letting the weight of the bike fall into the right position. Now, if I were to loosen this clamp and hold the bike up like this and then clamp it, now it's putting all this torque on the seat post, and that's not good. So if companies say, yeah, you can clamp the dropper post, no problem, people are going to clamp them all sorts of ways, and there are going to be problems. But honestly, if you just do it like this, like just leave the stand loose and let the bike hang in this position, you're not going to screw up your dropper post. But you know, if you do, it's not my problem. So yeah, that's on clamping dropper posts, and I gave Alex a hard time about it. I was busting his balls because he does just clamp his dropper post recklessly, but I mean, I do it too. Most of us do. Anybody who has a work stand, you know, it's like sometimes you can get away with clamping on like the collar here or clamping lower on the dropper post, but yeah, a lot of people do just go right on the dropper post. Hey, huge fan from the UK, Joby. Thank you very much. Very nice of you. I think it's probably also gonna depend on what kind of post you have. I know like the KS Lev is not the most refined post in the world, but it's pretty indestructible. Hey, thank you very much. Let me read this message. They're sort of flying off the screen. Do you think there is still a subscriber base for another mountain bike channel? Do you think a focus on smaller homegrown trails would fly? All right, that's a good question. First of all, I missed, also a huge fan from the UK, Birchie, thank you very much. Okay, so to answer your question, Sayonara G. Okay, so to answer your question, yeah, there's enough room for many mountain bike YouTube channels because actually YouTube's audience is growing every single day. I don't look at other channels as competitors because honestly, if another really good YouTube channel that had to do with mountain biking came around, you know, would you guys stop watching my channel and watch that? Or would you just watch an additional mountain biking YouTube channel? I think you'd watch the additional one and still watch mine. So I look at all these other YouTubers as colleagues, not competitors. So that's why I give advice on how to make videos and how to use GoPros and stuff, is because I think that the more the space grows, kind of the better. So if you wanted to start your own YouTube channel and you guys are starting your own channels and you want advice and you ask questions about it in the comments, I'll make videos and basically give you all the tricks of the trade. I have nothing, I have no proprietary methods to hold on to. All right, we got another super chat here. They keep flying up the screen too fast. What's the best GoPro in your opinion? I think a lot of people are going to agree with me on this. It's the Hero 4 Black. The Hero 5 is just, the microphones are just no good. It's got a really good, it's got a screen on it. It doesn't have problems with water and stuff. I mean, there are a lot of great things about the Hero 5 Black, but the sound is just, the sound's sort of a problem, and they don't have a lot of gimbals that it really balances well with. I think that these could actually be fixed with future software updates, and more people are going to make gimbals. So if it becomes something that meshes well with all the accessories and they can fix the sound problem, I would say that the Hero 5 Black would then become the best GoPro, with beyond the shadow of the doubt. Also, I think the Hero Session, there's a really good case for it. Like if you just want to get a GoPro and just use it, it's definitely the easiest one, and the form factor is really good. So I would say, yeah, you should either get the Hero Session if you're just kind of a home gamer, or if you're looking to kind of get more professional, I would get the Hero 4 Black because it's so flexible. Let's see. Oh, and Sayonara G also said, thanks for inspiring a fellow 30-something. Thank you, Alex. I didn't realize your name was Alex until I just went to the bottom of the message there. Yeah, I think I'm really excited about people starting YouTube channels, because those are actually channels that I watch. You know, even when Brian and Alex post videos, I get excited, you know, just how you guys do, and I sit there and watch it. Especially because they post videos kind of early in the morning, and I don't really want to get out of bed when I first wake up, so it's something to do. I can just kind of watch it. Hey, thank you guys. I got a couple more. I have to keep jumping off the bench here because I can't follow these super chat messages fast enough. So I'm just gonna bring my laptop up here. Let's see here. David Schmidt, thanks, man. Thanks for the $5. Alex is coming here later today, so you know, maybe I'll have a slice of pizza or something with him. On David, thank you very much. And there was another one. Any foreign trips? Greeting from Poland. Thank you, Stalineska. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing a foreign trip next week. I mean, not really foreign. I mean, it's Canada. I feel like we have so much in common with Canadians, but although they might disagree, going to British Columbia, so I gotta bring my passport for that, so it's a foreign trip. But I do want to get over to Europe. I would really like to get over to the Philippines, and I want to get over to Australia. I mean, there's a million places I want to ride, and you know, like I said, I have to iron out being able to make videos on the road. That's a big one. Hey, thank you very much. Boosted in MKiv. Alexander is on his way. He must be coming to do more burpees. Enjoy your trip out west. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think he's coming to do more burpees. I think you're right about that. He's actually going to be doing a little bit of house sitting for me. So if you're planning on like robbing my house while I'm away and robbing the bike dungeon, yeah, you're gonna have to deal with Alex. He's gonna come out wielding an electric weed whacker, and he's gonna mess you up. Tim Kaiser, thanks for motivating so many people and promoting the sport with such a positive approach. Dude, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I mean, it's really what keeps me going. I'm glad that I could make this a job, but really, that's just so I can keep doing it. When I first started the YouTube channel, it was just sucking up ridiculous amounts of my time, and I wasn't making any money out of it. So I was just working 7 days a week, keeping this thing going, and it was because it was something I enjoyed, and I wanted to be positive and inspire people and just have fun. So really, thank you, Tim, for appreciating that. Everybody keeps asking about BMX videos. I feel like on some of the videos, you guys just spam the comments about it. Esteban Rodriguez, thank you, dude. No message, but thank you very much. I guess you just like what I do. Really, Esteban, well, your super chat was red, so I'm just gonna change the lights to red here in honor of Esteban's super chat. That was really cool of you. There we go. I've got to move this infrared LED for changing the light colors somewhere where I can actually access it over here, because I always seem to have to go around to the side of the workbench to change it. Live from Israel, that's someplace I want to go. I really want to go to Israel. It's like all desert, and I've seen, actually there are trails out there, and that's super cool. I guess I technically would have had a chance to go to Israel for free a few years ago, and I never really did it. I I think I'm past the age where I'm allowed to do that. Anybody who's like ethnically Jewish is allowed to just go there for free on like a birthright trip. I'm not very religious, but I am ethnically Jewish. More people from Israel, very cool. Someday I'm gonna get out there and check out your trails. It looks beautiful. Have you ever been to Utah? Hell yeah! I was in Moab. Hey, Patrick Curley, thank you very much. Thanks for all you do. Great job. Also, what do you think of the Kona Hanzo? You know, I don't think much of the Kona Hanzo because I don't even know what it looks like. So I'm gonna look it up right now and tell you what I think. Let's see here. Kona Hanzo. I mean, it looks like a... Yeah, it looks like a pretty cool hardtail. I can't tell whether that's an XC bike or a trail bike. It looks like a trail bike. I mean, it looks like a pretty badass bike to me, and I like Kona. Looks like it has good components. I would say it's a good bike. I can't tell you what it is in terms of value, though, without doing more research. Ken Shaw, keep up the good work, Seth. From Ken in Paris. Ken, thank you very much. That's very nice of you. I'm glad you appreciate my work and that you're actually putting your money where your mouth is. And Eric Turgeon from Canada, thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Shimano or SRAM? So nowadays, you know I'm going to say box, but that's a tough one. I was a Shimano guy for a while. I really liked Shimano better. I still like their brakes better, but in terms of shifting, I guess I would have to go with SRAM because just as of late, I mean, their stuff has gotten a lot better. Got one more here. Sam Finlay. Thanks for the headset tip. Great shop and vids. Canberra, Australia. Oh, nice. Isn't that where the U.S. Embassy in Australia is? That's like a big city, Canberra. I've never been out to Australia. Will I ever go to Prankworks? I don't know, maybe. I actually don't like going to events because I can't get anything done. And some of you guys are asking if I'm going to meet up with IFHT and Whistler. I'm going to try. We're both like on ridiculous schedules, but we're going to try. Make a vid for what's in your car for going to the trails. That is a really good idea. And I was actually thinking about putting together like a car toolbox just to leave in the car. So yeah, that's definitely going to happen. I appreciated your Moab videos. Just got back from there a couple of weeks ago and loved it. Nice, man. You should have told me what trails you rode. I really hope you rode the whole enchilada or Porcupine Rim and Ahab, and I really hope you rode all the bucket list rides. And Mama She Crazy, another $2. Thank you very much. Mama She Crazy leaves a lot of little tips around there. She should save up that money and do it all in one shot along the chat. And put a message in too. Do you know a mountain bike for under $200? No, I mean, you're looking at department store bikes at that point, and I'm not like above that or anything. It's just, I think at that point you're better off getting a used bike, or if you can afford to keep a department store bike running, because you're gonna have to change so many parts on it, you can just save up a little bit longer and get a bike with interchangeable parts that you can actually work on more. And again, I'm not above it. I'm not like an elitist attitude about it or anything like that, but it's just, they're not serviceable. Do you recommend a Diamondback Sync 3.0 for a starter? Diamondback Sync? Why do I not know of that bike? Diamondback Sync 3.0. Oh, that's in the UK. So let me see what it's probably the same as one of the US bikes. So let me figure out what that is. Diamondback Sync 3.0 for starters. Let's see. It looks like an overdrive to me. Yeah, that's for an entry-level bike, that's pretty decent. The only thing about that bike is it's like an XC bike. So if you're doing like kind of aggressive trail riding or something like that, you might want to go with like a hook or something like that instead, because it's got a little bit more aggressive geometry. I don't do a whole lot of XC on the channel, so I'm always going to be partial to trail bikes. You know, people are asking questions about seat post clamp diameters. That's a really good question, because actually the diameter of your seat post is not going to be the diameter of your seat post clamp. That's going to be different. You should look up your bike on the manufacturer's website and see what your seat tube diameter. Richard Schimmel, $5. Thank you very much, Richard. Thank you. I really wish you guys would leave messages when you leave Super Chat. Eric Turgeon says, what kind of shoes do you use for flat pedal mountain bike, and what is your thought on 510 Freeriders? I mean, I think you've seen that 510 Freeriders are what I ride. I love them. Dude, I ride flat pedals and I love them. I think maybe I'm so like dead set on them, just riding a lot of BMX when I was a kid. My thoughts is that they're the way to go. A lot of people ride clipless and they love it. I rode clipless for over a year and I did like it, and there were actually times where, you know, you get slipped up or you lose momentum and you can actually crank down and keep the bike climbing. I'm not going to say there aren't benefits to clips, but for me, as somebody who falls probably at least once every single ride because take a lot of chances, I think flat pedals give me that extra microsecond of time to save my ass. So I'm all about flat pedals mainly for that reason. I feel more confident on flat pedals, I feel safer, and I guess that affects my riding in some way. So yeah. People are also asking about bike weight. If you're 80 pounds and your bike is 20 pounds, is that too heavy? You know, I mean, it's a quarter of your body weight. Is it too heavy? I wouldn't say it's too heavy. I mean, it's not ideal, but honestly, like, you're probably gonna grow, so it's probably fine. I've seen a lot of little kids on huge bikes just killing it, sending it on jumps, and they seem to be able to handle it. Hey, Esteban Rodriguez, thank you so much, dude. I wish you left a message for me. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you. I really wish you guys would leave messages. Thank you so much, Esteban. Eric Carter, can you do a real fat bike video? I love my Specialized Fat Boy and you should try it. Hell yeah. In the wintertime, even if it doesn't snow here in Asheville, I'm going to try and get my hands on some kind of a fat bike and even go to West Virginia or wherever I have to find some snow, and I'm going to do a fat biking video. I see no point really to ride a fat bike here unless there's snow. If you live someplace where it's sandy, then there are all sorts of reasons to ride a fat bike. But yeah, for me to do one, I think it would have to be like a snow-themed video or something, you know? Do like a nice long climb and a nice long downhill on a fat bike. I think it was Phil who was telling me that riding a fat bike in the snow is like a totally different world, because things that used to be features, you just ride over, and the bike handles completely differently, and it's just, he said it was a lot of fun, and before that I actually wasn't that interested in it. So yeah, looking forward actually to do a fat bike video. Hey, thank you. Gerardo Robas, thank you very much. And Carlos Pena, great channel. Come to Ecuador and Peru. South America would blow your mind with their landscapes. South America is on the bucket list for sure. And actually, there's some. If you guys should check out the YouTube channel MTB Enduro Chile. It's this guy from Chile, and he does all sorts of hacks and riding tips. And although I can't understand what he's saying, I love it. Any chance you can make it to Pisgah Mountain Bike Fest at Reed Branch in Brevard, North Carolina this October? Hell yeah, I'm going to try and make that. That would be awesome. Danielle Zaccardelli, thank you very much. And Rufus Andrew, thank you very much. Can you recommend a budget mountain bike for starters? The budget mountain bike thing is kind of a tough question, because for a lot of different people, there's a lot of different budgets. Some people are like, I can't spend more than $100. Other people are like, Seth, I'm just trying to find something for under 2,200. So there's a lot of different things. There's a lot of different definitions of budget. The Rally Tow Pool that Phil tested, I can speak for because I've ridden it and Phil rode it. So I know that's good. And the Diamondback hook, not bad. For the price, it comes with a 1x and everything, very simple bike, and you can easily upgrade the parts on it. Nate Charret, thank you very much. Or Nate Charret, I don't know if I'm saying your name correctly, but thank you. Yeah, budget bikes are tough. That's a tough recommendation. I've been thinking about that for a long time. I want to get together with Diamondback later this summer and get some of their lower end models and really beat on them and see what I think about them and try and calculate, like, if you were to get a really entry level bike, what the first upgrades you would get are. And of course, Diamondback is one of my sponsors, so I like to showcase their bikes, but honestly, any good bike brand, at their absolute lowest level, is going to have a basic bike that's going to fit the bill. And much better than what you would get from a department store. When you go to a department store, like, let's say your crankset were to break, you can't just, you have to replace the entire thing, and it might be something that's hard to find. Whereas on a real bike, I feel like a dick using that term, real bike, but yeah, on a real bike, you can just change a chain ring, or you can just change a crank arm. It's so much easier to maintain and upgrade, and that's the main selling point to me. Instead of bolts and axles that wear out, you're gonna have a quick release skewer, you're gonna have a through axle. Instead of rivets, you're gonna have bolts. It's gonna be built to service and built to last, because if a bike shop is selling something, you have to be able to service it in order to continue to make money. Florida trails versus Asheville trails. Totally different. One thing about Florida is, you're gonna find this hard to believe, they're no easier than the trails in Asheville. I think what Floridians make up what they don't have in elevation with features. They just build all sorts of steep, crazy stuff. And there's a lot of stuff that if you're an experienced mountain biker, you go out to Alafaya, you're gonna straight slam on the brakes like, holy crap, that's like a North Shore drop in Florida, or that's a double all of a sudden in the middle of the trail. So I like the trails here better. I mean, it's just epic. You go out there and ride all day, you descend for an hour, but they're no easier. Florida trails are no easier. So yeah, if you're out there visiting or whatever, there's lots of stuff to ride. Dropper post for under $200. The only one that I can speak for is the D&M dropper post. Terrible customer service, probably a terrible company, but the dropper post is pretty solid. It's ugly, but it works, and it's under $200. I think you can get the internal version even for around $200, with the internal cable routing. So I would recommend it. It's reliable. Just if you have a warranty problem, don't expect the company to help you. But yeah, I can't say anything bad about the post itself. So what is the best dropper post? Honestly, I have no idea. I've tried so many dropper posts, and there's something that I love and hate about every single one of them. I have the KS Lev on a lot of my bikes, and I've never had one outright fail, but it sticks. I mean, every morning when I press the button, I gotta work it up and down a couple of times to make it go. So, whoa, what do we got here? Hey, Tom from Mexico, thank you very much. Can I ride a downhill park on a 120 millimeter double full suspension trail bike? Can you? Yes. Is it better to ride something with more travel? Yes, but you can. You're just not going to be able to go as fast. I would probably start on some easy trails, some blues, just to test it out. Take it slow, and yeah, that's the main thing. You can ride anything on a full rigid. You're just not going to go as fast because you're going to get jarred all around. So yeah, don't hesitate. Go and try it, but take it slow. Parkinator or Beta? If frames have the same suspension, how much different do trail frames have? I'm a beginner, but done red trails at the bike park with a 9-year-old bike. So I think what you're asking is how much of a difference would a trail frame, if bikes have the same suspension, how much different do trail frames have? I honestly don't understand the question, but if frames have the same suspension, maybe how much difference do different frames make? Really, it's all about fit. You want a bike that's going to fit you, because if it doesn't fit you, you can't throw it around, you can't lean into turns, you can't feel comfortable on it. So I'd say fit is actually more important than almost anything. Simon Croker, thank you very much. Thank you. I think that symbol is, I guess that's in euro, right? So anybody who's leaving me with this little upside down, is that a euro or is that I gotta look up my currency symbols. Come to Wisconsin. Hey, Greg Heel was just in Wisconsin. I saw a whole bunch of posts on his Instagram. The editor-in-chief at singletracks.com. And Chris Craig was there. He's hands down my favorite rider. So I guess he was at like Mongoose headquarters. Ah, that's the pound. Thank you. Now I have my currency symbols right. The pound. Trials. You know, I tried trials and I experimented with it, and it's fun, and I think there's so many useful skills you can learn with trials, but I like moving. I like a more fluid kind of riding. I like to go fast. I like to have a lot of hang time and jumps and stuff, and I feel like trials is such a different discipline. I mean, you're kind of standing there and jumping around. I have so much respect for people who can do it. Just for me, I'd rather ride on a trail. Is carbon good for downhill? Yeah, if you spend the money, they make great carbon downhill bikes. I was talking to Phil about that too. I can't speak from experience, but carbon's come a long way. I'm still a little nervous about carbon handlebars after watching Sean's handlebar just snap. And he had a good handlebar too. It was made by Niner. Have I been to Whistler before? No, I'm going. RockShox versus Fox. I couldn't tell you in depth, but that's a tough one. I think that if you're spending as much money as it doesn't matter what your price point is. I think Fox probably makes some stuff that would work for more people, but I'd say that in like the mid-price category, RockShox just makes such a solid fork that it's hard to compete with. As for rear suspension, I don't really have a preference either way. I would say that there's so many new companies coming to the table with suspension now that you should really check them out. A lot of people around here like Öhlins. So another super chat here. Nate Sherry again, what's up man? Love the channel. Just picked up a Fuji Reveal 1.1. Any thoughts or concerns? My opinion on Fuji is they make decent bikes for the money. They're not particularly unique or special, but they're freaking solid. I don't know the Fuji Reveal 1.1. Never seen it. Yeah, it looks like a decent full suspension bike, although I really don't like bikes that have more than a one by. I feel like it's just there's so much noise that they make, and for a beginner rider, it's so easy to shift wrong. I think that having multiple chain rings up front can have its merits, especially when you're on a budget. You can drop a whole chain ring when you're going to a climb or something, but other than that, it adds more weight, it adds more noise, it reduces the ground clearance. I would say if you're going to spend money on a bike, try and get something with a one by. Greetings from Houston, Geekster. Thank you, dude. Thank you so much. Greetings from Houston. Seth, you've helped me go from a Schwinn Ranger to a Cannondale hardtail to an Epic FXR Carbon expert in less than a year. P.S. Can you do a Chinese carbon build? Thank you. So looks like I've helped you spend money, actually, or convinced you to do so. But hey, man, if it makes you happy, which I think most people are pretty happy when they buy a new bike, then hey, that's awesome. The Chinese carbon. So first of all, most bikes are Chinese carbon. Even when you buy an expensive one, it's technically made in China. So they're a high-end Chinese carbon. I think what you're really saying is like you go on Amazon or Alibaba and you find like a $200 Chinese carbon frame. To be just perfectly honest, I really don't want to do that because it's dangerous. Even if you get one that's built really well and it's really rigid and it's really solid, that's a exception to the rule because there's no consistency or quality control with the really, really cheap ones. You know, they're not stress testing every single one of them and everything. And if one of those breaks, there's all this jagged crap sticking out of it that can like impale you. And after seeing what can happen when a handlebar goes into somebody's leg, I don't want to do it. Like I said, the reason I like mountain biking is because if I get hurt, it's on me. It's not because some car came out and hit me or something. So the last thing I want is my bike failing and me getting hurt because of that. So yeah, I'd rather stick to aluminum or high quality carbon than going with the really cheap stuff. I will definitely not be doing a super budget carbon review on my channel. Nor would I want to really recommend that to anybody. And by the way, if you have a bike set up like that and you've had a good experience with it, then that's great. But with an audience this large, I probably can't even take the risk to say to do that. And we do a lot of dangerous things here, but that's something I can't do. Let's see. Would I ever come out to Kentucky to ride the Caverns? Hell yeah! After I saw that video that Brian Alexander posted, yeah, totally would come out to Kentucky. There looks like there's some really cool stuff out there. I also want to get out to Tennessee. Everything I see out of Tennessee just looks amazing. So I really want to get out there, especially because it's so close to here. What was my first bike? I think I said before it was like a 16-inch BMX with training wheels. I was 3 years old. It's like 1988 or something. Let's see. Another thing a lot of people ask me about, I get like comments and direct messages and stuff all the time where people are like, Seth, is such and such a good bike? Is a Genesis 2.1 Flamer a good bike? And I don't know. I haven't ridden every bike in the world. If it's really cheap, chances are it's like any other really cheap bike. I mean, there's only so much you can do. What 1X drivetrains can you recommend? Your channel is awesome, by the way. Thank you very much, Luke. So, as you may know, I'm sponsored by Box, and Box makes the Box 1. It's a 1x11. It's only a 1x11. It's not made to be used with multiple chain rings in the front. They sell 46-tooth cassette, 11-speed derailleur, and a push-push shifter. I really like it. That's what I'm running. I've gotten used to it. If you're going to go with one of the big two, Shimano or SRAM, I think best value is SRAM GX, honestly. I mean, I can't find any appreciable difference between SRAM GX and their higher end ones until you get up to like Eagle. And I've had it on a lot of my bikes, and I've rocked one of those derailleurs before, and I've definitely broken some stuff, but I had to go real hard to do so. So I would say that if you're not going to go with Box, you should check out SRAM GX. Pretty good value. What happened to the Diamondback Singer Pro? It's right up here. I'm going to pull it down for you. I've actually kind of used this almost like a jump bike now. I took it to Colo and had a lot of fun on it. And I'm testing out these Crank Brother pedals on it right now. And I like them. And Giant Trans 29er of 2013. Can I hold to the trail that you ride? So it means, is it going to hold up to the trails that I ride? Absolutely. And again, I mean, a Giant Trans is a really good bike. I think you could probably take that on any trail. But yeah, it's a matter of how fast you want to go and what you want to do and how big the drops are. I mean, eventually, you're always going to be able to go faster and harder with some more travel and more robust stuff. But yeah, a lot of you guys have been asking where my Singer Pro went, and yeah, it's very much still in service. I use it when I'm just jumping or dicking around or not really going on a very long ride. you know, it's I've grown to really like full suspension for longer rides. Hey Seth, Live Life Loud asked the question earlier. Only the Bold project. I don't know how to search for your. Let me see. Only the Bold. I'm doing like a. I don't see a question earlier. I'm doing like a control F, like find, and I can't. I'm sorry. So DB Mason plus hardtail test and review coming. Clint did a test and the Giant plus hardtail likes it. I would love to test a plus hardtail because I freaking love plus hardtails. Every time I've demoed one, I like it. I do like hardtails, but I think if you're gonna ride a hardtail for kind of long distances and you want to take some of the sting out of it, having 2.8 or 3-inch tires is awesome. So yeah, I would like to test the Mason actually. That's a pretty good idea. I know I've tested bikes similar to it, and my general opinion on plus hardtails is that I absolutely love them. It's a category that I want to see grow, and if you're on a budget and you're deciding between getting a cheap full suspension bike or a plus hardtail, I would actually probably go for the plus hardtail because you're gonna have a lot less stuff to break. I keep race talking without drinking here. I keep getting dicked up here. But yeah, I'd say a plus hardtail is probably better value than a cheap full suspension. Having tried a bunch of them and really beaten down on them. What would you suggest for a cheap hardtail? I think we went over this before. The Hook is a good one that I can speak for, and the Rally Toe Cool. Sayonara G, I actually own the 2017 Mason. That's very cool. I'd be interested to know what you think of it. Mama She Crazy, thank you. What's the funniest thing that ever happened to you, either on a BMX or mountain biking? The funniest thing that happened, thank you. The funniest thing, I don't know. I would really have to, that's a hard question. I would really have to think about that for a while. Yeah, I don't know what the funniest thing that's happened is. If I think about it, I'll make a video on it. But I can't think, that's something I have to really think long and hard about it. You know, funny things will happen on mountain bike rides. You know, Brian pretended he was going to go off a cliff and really freaked out Alex. You know, seen people do funny things, I've heard funny jokes, but yeah, nothing that crazy, just funny out in the woods to speak of, sorry. One day my brakes started smoking. Should I buy a new set? You should tell your brakes to quit if they started smoking. It's bad for them. Let's see. What's the difference between plus and fat tires? A plus tire is a little bit fat, and a fat tire is really fat. I would say that you're at around 3 inches. That's pretty much the plus category. 2.75, 2.8, 3 inches, that's plus. Once you're up to 4 inches, that's a fat bike tire. So it's just a difference in width is all it is. Will I ever get an XC bike? Maybe, but I don't think I would really use it that much. The geometry of XC bikes is such that I can't personally throw it around as much. Maybe if I was sort of a bigger person and I could get over it more, but I like to toss my bike around, so probably not. Let's see. What's your opinion on canyon bikes? I love every one I've ever tried, but I don't have a lot of familiarity between all the models, but I've test ridden some, I like them. When are you coming to Bentonville again? I don't know, but I'm definitely going to go back to Bentonville. That place was just the freaking playground. It was just so convenient. Hit so many different trails in one shot. So it's 10:25 right now. I'm going to end this around 10:30, so we got about 5 minutes left. When are you coming to England? I don't know, but I'm definitely going to go at some point. A lot of people are also asking me, can I do video on cameras? Can I do video on video editing? How to edit videos? I'm definitely going to do that. I know it's not for everybody, but I'll try to make it interesting, and I'll try to use some software that anybody can get for free, like GoPro Edit. You know, something that literally, even if you don't have a GoPro, you can go, if I'm not mistaken, you can go to GoPro's website, you can download their editing software, and you can import stuff from your phone and use it to edit a video. So whether you have a PC or Mac. So I'm probably going to do a video on that and how to make like a real epic video using free software. Let's see. I gotta get a moderator next time. There's definitely some of you guys need to get banned. Let's see here. How do I bunny hop on a BMX? I don't understand. Just watch one of my 8 bunny hop videos. And people asking more about, am I going to do a collaboration with GMBN? If I get out to England, I would love to do that. If they would have me. What drone do I have? I have the Mavic Pro. I love it. What camera gimbal do you recommend? Either the Evo or the Xeon-Tech. As far as I know, the Xeon-Tech and the Evo are the same freaking gimbal. Really, it's identical. The Evo just has like a million times better customer service, and it costs a little bit more. Yeah, if you're spending your money on one, you might want to get the Evo, so if anything goes wrong with it, they can replace it for you. I just go through gimbals, so I have 2 of these guys. They still work really good. The Xeon-Tech Rider M. It's only $250, and it delivers amazing footage and stability. Do you have any tips for bike cleaning and repairs? I have lots of them. Let's see here. The Specialized camber, isn't that what Alex rides? He loves it. AirShock Garmin Verb action camera. What a piece of garbage, in my opinion. Having used it, the audio is terrible. I mean, the only thing that's great about it is that it can track your GPS and all that stuff, but the colors suck. It's a nightmare editing, trying to do any sort of color grading or correction, just for anybody who's really trying to make videos. Carrie Hall, Seth, great job on the channel. Without a doubt, you're my favorite diminutive Jewish mountain biking YouTuber. I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. Yuki Kawai, thank you for the meerkats. Can I get more of meerkat? Hell yeah, I'm gonna keep doing bunny hop tutorials, and I'm definitely gonna be doing, coming up with different words for the different techniques. The meerkat is, of course, when you pull up the bars to your waist. That's funny. Very cool. And hey, it's Father's Day, so all of you guys, make sure you give a shout out to your dads today. I know my dad taught me how to ride a 2-wheeler when I was 3 years old. And I definitely got some scrapes and stuff on me, and he kept getting me back up on the bike. He would take my training wheels and just raise them like a 1/4 inch every day and keep bringing them higher and higher until I was just pedaling around and the training wheels weren't even touching the ground. So maybe as like a kind of a sick experiment, he just got me riding a 2-wheeler at a ridiculously young age, and I probably have him to thank for that. In the car back from Woodward watching this. Holy crap, you went to Woodward, that is awesome. I went to Woodward when I was a kid. I was lucky enough to go there for 1 week. And I went for BMX, and it was freaking awesome. What precautions would you take when buying a Craigslist bike? Make sure it's not stolen, dude. Like, seriously, if the person doesn't, if you see a Craigslist ad and it's like mountain bike, and it doesn't say anything specific about it, it doesn't use any mountain biking terminology, that's probably somebody just trying to sell a stolen bike. Make sure the person knows every little thing about it if you buy a bike off of Craigslist, and if the price is too good to be true, I mean, it's probably not true. I mean, there's a reason why it's such a good deal. yeah. So that's about it. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you have a good Father's Day. I hope you do some barbecuing and hang out and ride some trails. Thanks for riding with me today, and I'll see you next time. Hey, we got another super chat. Wait, I can't end it yet. Woke up early to get work done. I've just been watching this live stream the entire time. YouTube Gold, buddy. Thank you. Thank you, Brian. All right, now I'm really going to end it. Brian tried to prolong this. Nice try.